So, Namaskar, everybody. Today we are going to start eighth chapter of textbook, that is editing a worksheet. Okay, in the previous chapter, we have learned the basics of Excel. We have learned how to insert the data inside it, the data that is going to be inserted into a cell. Cell is basically like right now you can see on my screen, I have selected this particular cell, which is F2. How I came to know that it is F2? As soon as you are going to select a cell, the row and the column is going to be highlighted with a slight gray color. Okay, and also you can check the name box is just above the abcd, which are the field names or the column names of your Excel. So you can check in the name box also, it the cell address will be written. Like if I'm selecting this randomly, so it is B8. Okay, so this, an active cell is always highlighted with a dark color boundary. Okay, so as you can see, this an active cell which is F5 right now. Okay, so a cell is made by the intersection of rows and columns, right? So I have told you the basics about this Excel in the previous chapter, and now we will learn how to edit a worksheet. But a worksheet is this which I have displayed, and workbook is something which is going to contain as many worksheets into it. Okay, so moving on to this chapter, Microsoft Excel is an application software used to perform mathematical calculations. You know that data will be feeded into these cells, and we are going to mainly do the mathematical calculations with this particular software. Okay, after entering data in a worksheet, we may need to make some changes. Naturally, because you are not going to fix anything in the worksheet. Once you have entered, maybe suppose I have 20 students in my class and two new students have added. Students are added into the class. So if I have a data of 20, I need to edit it. I need to increase it. Okay, as well as there can be a case where two students might have gone to the other section. Then my data is again required to be changed. So that means if any change you want to do in the data you have saved in the worksheet, that is a part of editing your worksheet. We can add more data and edit its contents. Editing a worksheet involves changing cell contents, copying and moving data, inserting or deleting rows and columns. Okay, so before we move on and we learn how to move or copy a data, how to delete or insert the cell or sorry, how to insert the rows or columns, let us understand how you are going to select the cells. Okay, we often need to select a group of cells to perform various operations. Okay, you have to copy something from this place to that place, then also you will require to select it. Okay, and this selection we have done in MS Word also, while we have selected and we have copied something, right? So again, if you want to select row or column, children, I am explaining this table given on page number 72 in your book. I want you all to look at page number 72 and this table. So you have to select a particular row. Just look at the screen once. See, if I have to select this column B, I'll click on B and you can see this column is selected. Okay. If I have to select this row 7, then I'm going to select it here and whole row is selected. So in order to select a row or column, you need to click over the beginning of row or the column. As simple as that. Next is, if you have to select the entire worksheet, then what you will do, have to select all. Beta, whether you have to select on all in your MS Word, you have to select all in your PowerPoint or Excel, you will always use Control A. See, I'm pressing Control A from my keyboard and look, every cell is selected now. Fine. Or what you can do here, when where your worksheet is starting, you can see this inverted triangle. Okay, so once you are clicking here, that is also going to select the whole worksheet. Okay, so these two ways are given in order to select the whole worksheet. Third one is if you have to select the adjacent rows and columns. That means these are the adjacent rows. One after, maybe you are skipping one row, then you are selecting, then you are skipping one row, then you are selecting. Okay, so to select the first row or column, then hold down the shift key while you select the last. Okay, so that means now you see here, I'm selecting A right now, then shift I have selected, and by pressing shift I am pressing K. Okay, so that means all of them are selected, right? Next is known adjacent. That means the things which are known adjacent, that if I want to select, then I'm selecting this A and I'm pressing control and I am pressing F also. Now you can see B, C, D are not selected, only A and F are selected. Whatever I wanted to select, that means non-adjacent, right? So non-adjacent can be used by using the control key while you are clicking over the starting of your column. And the same way, children, we can select rows as well. See, I'm using shift right now and I'm pressing till 7. Now you can see everything is selected. And if I'm using control and I'm pressing on 7, then only one 7 row, first and seventh row are selected. So this is the difference between control key and shift key. Fine. Moving on to the next topic in your book, that is entering numbers as text, date, and time. Let me show you if I have to insert date. Okay, let me just insert in C4 only. I am inserting, today is 16th October, right? So I am writing 16, then I'll be writing 10, and then I'll be writing 20. I can use hyphen also, I can use dot also, anything you can write. Let us see what happens. Okay, it has converted into a hyphen. Suppose I have to write like 16 October 2020. Fine. Let us see what happens. Now it has again taken this its own shape. Now, if I have to specify that a particular format should be there for the date. I don't want Excel to do this everything on its own. I want myself to tell this Excel that I want my date should be written in this particular format. So for that, what I'll do with I'm going to enter numbers as a text, place the apostrophe before the number. The digit will be treated as text. Okay, like in your house number, if you want it to be text, you can put an apostrophe. How I'm going to put the apostrophe? Like this apostrophe and 11. Now, this is not a number now, this is a text, right? Now you can see it is highlighting also number stored as text. Moving on to the next, to enter date or time, first you have to click on the format. See, first of all, we are going to the, look here, children. All right. So to enter date or time in a cell, type the number, click on the enter button next to the formula bar. Okay. So let me just write a 16 over here, right? And then I'm going to select this particular enter button next to the formula bar. Okay. Now click on the format drop down button in the cells group in home tab. Okay. See here. Okay. Then select format cells option. Yes. Here we have format cell. Now you can see a new window has appeared in front of us. Choose the type of format and click OK. Okay, so we can use any of the formats which are given here and then we can apply. Okay, so this is something which you can follow how your book is telling. Okay, and now let me tell you the shortcut of doing the same. It's given in your book, so you can write it down. You just have to press Control 1. Okay, you just have to press Control 1 rather than doing all these things. See here again. Here I have written Control 1 and now I can use number. If I'm clicking on number, I have found this date. So when I click on this date, I have so many options here. I can choose 14 March 2012 like this. like this. So I have all the options. I can scroll down to get more options in the same category, and I can choose and I can insert. Okay, now whatever I'm going to write will be in that format. Okay, so if I need to change it, I need to just change the year. So if I'm writing 16 to 2020, and here I'm writing 10, let us see what happens. So it has become 16th October 2020. In this format only, I wanted my date should be displayed. And I have told you the shortcut key, you just have to select the cell, press Control 1, and you will get every kind of shortcut in front of you. So this is, suppose I want to insert time. So for time also we have different formats, okay, that you can choose, okay. As well as we have font group, we have borders, we have fill options, we have protection. That means if you want it to be hidden or something like that. All right. So this was all about inserting the specific date and time according to you. Okay. Moving on to the next topic, that is changing the cell contents. Okay. Changing the cell contents. That means whatever I have written already in a particular cell, I want to change its content. Right. So for this, what I'll do is there are two ways of modifying a particular cell, children. Number one, you can replace the cell contents, or you can use the edit mode for doing the same thing. Okay. So if you have to replace the cell contents, then what you will do, beta? See here, like I have written 16 in this cell. Okay, I need to replace. Then what I'll do, I'll directly write 78 and I'll press enter. I will not do anything like it right now. It is 78 on the screen, right? I need to press 100 directly and then it is done. Okay, so this means replacing the contents, which is the first way of modifying the content. You just select it and write whatever you want to write. Like, see, I am selecting this 100 once again. I am writing CCWS. As simple as that. I have not pressed backspace, I have not pressed deleted. Okay, suppose here again I want to change CCHS. Simple. Now if you have to change the cell contents using the edit mode, what you will do, for edit mode, what you are going to do, beta, select this, you will double click. Okay, and now you can see on the status bar of my Excel window, it is saying edit. Edit means I can use this backspace, I can choose the word which I want to write, and then I'll press enter and it will be edited. So I'm changing the cell contents in two ways. Number one, I'm selecting it, I'm typing whatever I want to type, whether it is number or text, no matter. Okay, and second one is the edit mode, in which I'm going to double click over it. I'm going to use backspace for editing the things, right? So two ways I have explained. Next is beta, using undo and redo. Undo feature is the best feature. Undo and copy, these two features are my personal favorite because I have been using it so frequently every day in my old tasks. Okay, so whatever you want to, suppose you are writing and you have done something which you don't want to be happening. If you want to, the control Z option should be there in life also, if we want to undo something that we have done. Right, Vita? So undo means like whatever changes I've done. See, if you remember, in this last attempt I have changed CCHS to CCWS. Okay, so let me just press Control Z over here and it has become to CCHS again. That means if I wanted to undo something, and while doing undo, if you have pressed two times, okay, by mistake you have pressed it, like here, if I have pressed again, so it was CCWS only, and let me press Control Z once more, so it is 100. So I was not supposed to undo so many things, so I will use Control Y in order to redo something. See, Control Y. See, right now it is CCWS. Just look at my screen, everybody. Right now it is CCWS and I am pressing Control Y. So it has become CCHS. That means all it is doing redo. Okay. You can do this from quick access also. We have these options of undo, 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 whatever undo. Okay. So it was initially 16. And if I want to redo, then redo, 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 CCHS, CCWS. Okay. So this undo and redo feature, either you can use from the shortcuts or from the quick access toolbar, which is there where the name of your title bar is there. No, beta, there only you have this quick access toolbar. Okay, so from there you can use this, and in the tips box of page of your using undo and redo feature on page number 74, the shortcuts are written. So you don't have to write these shortcuts which I have applied here. It is written here. Next is inserting columns and rows. Okay, how you will insert a new column. So let me tell you practically only, because why to learn Excel from the book, right? But better steps you have to learn from the book only. So now let me suppose I have to insert a column between this CCWS1, that is column L, and M. Okay, I have to insert a column between it. So I'm going to place my cursor over L, then I'm going to click on the insert. Okay, a new when I will right click on this cell on the column, okay, I'll get this menu and I'm going to click on the insert. So insert means it has been a new column is inserted right left. That means where the CCWS was written, on the left hand side of the same column, a new cell, a new, the column is inserted, right? Okay. So now if you have to insert a cell between your two, M and N, okay? So let me just tell you, you can always click on the insert, right? And then insert, okay. So now you will come here, you will insert sheet columns, insert sheet columns here, okay? Uh, Format same as right. Understood, beta? So in this way, you can insert a column between your text. Wherever you want to insert, you can insert this. Okay. Next, we have inserting the rows. If I have to insert a new row here, then I'm going to click on the insert. Okay. Now you have seen that a new row is added. Okay. So if you have to again click on another row, then what you are going to do, insert, insert sheet rows. Okay, again a new row is added here. Fine. So if you have to insert any of these two things, either the column or the row, you are going to click on the insert only. Okay, see, now a new sheet is inserted. So insertion can be done either ways. Either you can insert a new sheet, or you can insert a new column, or you can insert a new row also. Okay, so see here again I am telling you how to insert a column. So you need to select it, you need to click column inserted, beta. All right, see here, inserted new. So many columns I have inserted, right? Okay, beta. So if you are going to select it this way, it is going to insert new sheet, new column, or new row. What else you can do here? Like, see, if I'm just selecting like this, I'm insert, and it is asking me to insert entire shift. See, I have got four options here. Shift cells to the right hand side, shift cells down. Okay, so if I'm going clicking here, then see what happened. Okay, so now a new, next again if I'm clicking here, I'm pressing insert entire column, I'm selecting, so new column is inserted. Okay, so in this way either you can use this insert or you can click there, anything can be done. All right, beta, see here I'm doing it, right? So now see, again insert, shift the rows, shift the cells to the right hand side, and then it is going to happen like this. Okay, so in this way you can insert. See, I have inserted so many columns in between this data. Earlier it was, and if you want to see the changes, you can always do the undo. Okay, when I'm pressing this undo, my data is changed, right? So this was the initial stage when we did, and now we have started, we have inserted so many sheet columns. All right. Okay. So next, after this insertion of rows and columns, we are going to learn how you can copy or move the data. So let me tell you one thing here. If you have to copy the data, children, that time you are going to copy it. That means where from where you are copying it and where you are pasting it, the data will be lying at both the places, right? And if you are moving it, moving means the data will no longer be present from the place from where it has been moved to new destination. Okay, for this what you can do is, see, let me take this ccws to somewhere else. Okay, so I'll press Control C and you can see this dotted line moving. I'm telling you the shortcut first and then later I'll tell you the steps also. Then I'm going to paste it. Control V. So now you can see, and please press escape key in order to vanish these dotted lines. Okay. So now you can see CCWS word is present in both the places. Okay. But if you want to cut paste, that means to move this data from one place to another, you are going to press Control X. Okay. Again, the dotted lines have came. Now you have to paste it here. For pasting, I am using Control V. For copying, I have used Control C, and for cutting, that means for moving, I have used Control X. So now you can see the CCWS is no longer present in its original place. Okay, so this is known as moving, and the earlier thing which I have discussed is copying. All right. The same thing if you want to apply from the menu bar beta. Suppose I have selected these two cells and I want to copy. So you can see here in the tab only you have cut or copy option. Okay, in copy you have a drop down menu also, copy as a picture or simple copy. So I'm cutting it. Cutting is denoted by a scissor. So now I'm going to paste it somewhere here. I'm clicking on paste and see, CCWS are no longer present in its original place. That means cut, paste. Shortcuts I have told you, and the steps also I have told. If you want to copy it, let me just copy it and then I'll be pasting it somewhere here. Now see, CCWS is present there also and here also. That means this is the major difference between your copying and moving. Okay, both ways I have explained. And children, the steps you need to learn. Practically, I have shown you. I have shown you how to do this, and then you will do it this way also. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you here. If you have to select some range, okay, I'm writing 10. I'm 7, and let me just use this autofill and let me just cover the next topic and the last topic of your book also. So I have selected these two. Now you can see there is a plus kind of symbol at the end of this selected square. So I'm going to drag it down till 20. Okay, this is known as autofill feature of your Excel, right beta? Now if I want to take the sum of all these things, what I'll write here is equals to sum. Sum is a function that I'm using. Now I'm writing as G8. This is the first cell. Okay, G7. G7. As soon how I came to know that G7 is the first, because the cell was highlighted. So I thought no, the one number is left. So I'm going to use this colon symbol in order to define a range. Then I'll be using it till G17. So now you can see that whole range is selected. I'm going to it, and 165 is the sum. You can try it yourself also, beta. So whenever you have to select, whenever you have to copy a particular range, okay, so select a range you want to copy and then press the copy button also. Okay, so how I'm going to write, like if I'm going to write like G7 is to G19. Okay, that means it is going to be, see here, this is edit mode right now. Okay, now you can see beta, this is selected, whole range is selected. I can press Control C. Okay, if I want to copy it, I'm pressing copy, and then I'm going to paste it to the desired location, right? If I want to copy only this particular, then I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Anywhere you want, you can paste it. Okay, so I'm just copying it from here and then I'm pasting it here. Fine. So in this way, and if I have to if I have to take the whole data, I'm pressing Control C like this, and whole range is also written like this. Okay, so beta, whole range, single data, numeric data, formula, all these things can be copied from one place to another. Okay, this comes to an end of this lecture and this chapter also. Okay,